Parshas Pinchas. Now, at the end of last week's Parsha, everybody knows what happened. Everybody knows the story. You have Zimri goes in with Cosby. Pinchas comes with a spear. He walks in there. He rams through both people. He picks them up on the stick, walks outside, throws them onto the ground. People are like, whoa, what's happening? Pinchas has this zealousness to him. And look, and now people looked at Pinchas, what he just did. And they look at his grandfather, Aaron. Now, Aaron, Oy Shalom, Rodiv Shalom, Oy Vesabrios. Aaron was the best. You could picture him with a nice white beard and like this warmth and this like, just his Avas Yisrael, he just bringing everyone close and like, this loving person. That's his grandson? Look what he just did. So people started thinking, what's shot? He takes after his mother. Look. In comes the parsha. Vaydaber Hashem al Moshe Lemor, tell the Jewish people, Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen. You know what he's taking after? His grandfather Aaron. Say, Aaron, that? What are you talking about? What's up, shot? What would Aaron have done? There's whatever reason Pinchas did it and not anybody else, but had Aaron been the one to have to do it, what would Aaron do in his place? Know the answer? The exact same thing. Aaron, the Ohiv Shalom, Rodiv Shalom, would do the exact same thing. Why? Because at the time, that's what's called for. And it's not a contradiction that Pinchas, who did that act, is the grandson of Aaron, who's normally this loving person. Most of the time, you have to be this loving person, great. But sometimes, that's what's called for. The kanos of Pinchas, that's what's called for. And it's not a contradiction. And then the pasuk says, Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen. He is exactly like his grandfather. A person has to know when to act in different ways. Most people, myself included, we have certain personalities, we have a certain approach to things, and a lot of times that sort of runs the decisions we make. A person's always, so to speak, one way, always a different way. Everyone has their advantages, every Mida has their good and their bad. Ideally, the way it's supposed to be, which is our vota, to try to make it happen, is that it depends on the scenario. Maybe most of the time you have to be like Aaron, and sometimes you have to do what Pinchas did. Now, I'll give you an example. Sometimes a person has to be humble. The Chavetz Chaim talks about this, and to say, who am I to do such, it's whatever, humility, and not to take credit for things, and not to stand up and get, honor for something. That's when humility is called for. Sometimes that same person has to turn around and be gaivadik. There's a job that has to happen. Something in the shul, something in the community, something in the someone has to take a stand and do something to get to fix the problem. So humility would be like, who am I to take care of this? It's not for me. It's people that are greater than me. You need to do it now. Get some gaiva going and take care of what has to happen. There's a balance. There's times when a person has to be one way and times a different way. The Chavetz Chaim himself, the family talk is written. Family talks that they said about him. Sometimes he would take very much a back stand when there was a discussion on some topic. He would be, I don't know, if he'd say, if a big Rosh Hashiva is hold differently, then I'm not going to argue and go with it. And there were other times that he was iron. This is what we're doing. This is what we have to do. The same person acting different times in different ways. We have to try to figure out when we have to act one way and when we have to act a different way. And if a person is successful in doing that, Be'ez Hashem, he'll be able to serve God all the time, all the way around. Have a great Shabbos.